everyone, welcome to the Ex-Wives Lounge podcast. Today we are sitting down and we're turning up the heat a little bit inside the lounge with Miss Amy Jasperson. She is an Orange County boudoir photographer. She slid into the lounge's DMs and I had to have her on the lounge. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Awesome.
So I think the thing that's going to resonate with a lot of women watching this today is body positivity. And I know how hard we are on ourselves, right? Whether it's postpartum, your body changes after having children. You and I both know this. We're both moms.
Yep.
How much harder it is to feel more confident in your skin as you get older. So what do you see in some of your clients that in the very beginning are a little scared off, maybe a little, not comfortable with showing a lot of skin?
Yeah.
How do you normally handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually had a client, bless her heart, recently who she came out from the dressing room and she hid behind the curtain. She was like so scared to even just drop the curtain and come out, because even just that takes like
guts,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's totally to be expected. 100%. If I get someone who walks in power ready, I'm like, okay, let's jump in. Like
it's on.
It's most of the time people
Right.
are, hesitant, and we don't do this. Mm-hmm. I mean, even as a photographer, like even when I'm in front of the camera, I'm like, oh gosh, like is this,
100%. It's a very different vibe.
Yeah. So it's totally to be expected. So really, I think the biggest thing is just working with someone who you resonate with and trust, and will help you find that and bring that out.
Right.
Because I don't think it is like, something that you're just naturally have,
Naturally
unless you modeled at some point or something, but
Right.
it's foreign to us. So
Right.
someone who's going to coach you, help you, talk you through that, see maybe your good angles, and really play on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something I've actually ever personally done.
Really?
I'm not against it at all.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But like you and I were talking before we started filming, is finding that right piece of lingerie that you feel comfortable in, that you feel, in your skin, you're just ready to show everybody.
Yeah.
And what's the process for a boudoir photographer? Do you sit down? Do you go over with your clients colors they're comfortable in, fabrics they're comfortable in, like just the real details?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. So I do have a client closet that people can, borrow for their shoot.
Okay.
So that helps, because it's like, do I have to buy all this stuff? Like, I don't know where to go. I send over also just some inspo.
Right.
This is what I think looks really pretty. And a lot of people, I think, want to hide. So they want to go more like baby doll, but really on camera, you need to, a teddy where you're a little like kind of tightened in a little bit is amazing.
Yes.
And I have some preferred, online stores that I think have more in line with the style.
Right.
So you can borrow from me. We do, I have a more of like a questionnaire that we go over. What are you looking for in the end product?
Okay.
Do you want this on your wall? Are you private and you're going to lock it up and keep it where only you can see it?
Right.
Everything is kind of fine tuned for what, the end client wants. So it's very collaborative.
And customized.
Yeah, totally
which
customized.
is great, because, every woman is very individualistic in what she's comfortable in, what in her opinion is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Because all of our...
Yeah, and what they love about themselves, or what, if they're doing it for a partner, what their partner likes.
Right.
The ones that just, I know I'm more excited to work with, and it happens more often than you think, are the ones that leave that blank.
Right.
Like they can't even find something that about themselves they want to highlight, and I'm like, we're going to do this. Like, let's do this. And I think also being someone who I can see it, like I can see you and like, okay, this angle is great. Let's maybe emphasize this or that.
Right.
Having someone that can guide you with that,
Right.
I think is awesome. And especially if you don't know, or you have a hard time identifying what those things are you like about yourself.
Yeah, well, and I think it's beautiful what you do, because
Thank you.
at the end of a session with these women, they not only leave with amazing memories, but they leave feeling so secure and confident and comfortable in their own skin.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't put a price on that.
No.
You can't put, especially whether it's like for me personally, after having a child, being prepared back into the dating world, You know, you're so used to that domesticated life. Sometimes things need to be kept a little spicy. And I know that boudoir photos are like one of the ways, right? There's many ways, but one of the ways that you could spice things up if you are married or in a relationship. But for that woman who's now getting back out into the world and wanting to feel confident about herself again, you know, I think we lose that connection with our bodies as women when we go through very traumatic times in our lives. And so I think it's beautiful what you do in your line of work.
Yeah, thanks. I know. I also really resonate being that I'm in my 40s with that like strange kind of perimenopause time.
Oh, yes.
Of also what, you know, things are getting a little weird.
Yeah, things are hanging just a little lower than they used
to. I love when brides come to me, you know, in their early 20s and they're like, oh, I'm getting married and I'm going to, you know, want to do this. I'm like, absolutely. Like, do this for just so you can always remember this cute little body. And so I am here for that. I love that all day. And it's, you know, they're young and youthful and fresh. And, but my heart speaks so much to those that are in kind of, you know, our time of life and, how even if you did it, you know, before you got married, maybe now you're like me, I'm 11 years into marriage. And, you know, I've had kids, things have changed. And although like I try so hard to, you know, do my best to keep myself healthy and my body healthy, but it's still hard to sometimes see past the like, my hair's been in a messy bun for 4 days and you wanna hang out with me right now?
You're getting caught up in mom life. You're getting caught up in your everyday
and I see myself like that, not that like, you know, I'm not that 28-year-old when I got married, you know, hot thing. No, I'm now 40, you know, something mom. So it definitely is hard to find ways to reconnect and train your brain that like your spouse, your partner doesn't see you that because you get so stuck in your own also internal dialogue of like, your muffin top is hanging out or you know, something is bothering you.
Women worry a lot about cellulite.
And that's all they see. All I see.
And all they're concerned about is, oh my God, he's going to look at my cellulite. But at the end of the day, they don't care about your cellulite.
No. And also I think when you do a shoot, you see yourself in that slideshow, you can almost tap into that again.
100%.
See yourself in that slideshow. You know, you may not have the hair and the makeup, but you know you have it in you. And like, you know, it's just easier to tap into that side of your sensuality when you've been able to see yourself. My favorite comment, my most common comment from clients when they receive their gallery, they usually say, "Oh my gosh, that's me." They're like,
really?
They're like shocked that that's them. And I'm like, that's all you. And also a really good thing to note, I talk to my clients about how much like photoshopping and editing they want. Because if you want to love yourself and if you want to embrace all of you,
everything about yourself,
like I'm here for it. If you're like, oh, you know, smooth me out a little here, maybe tuck me in a little there, I can do that. Really the most common is just like an overall smoothing. Like we want these to be beautiful pictures. So we want that. I can definitely tuck things and boost things very subtly, but it's really client driven as well.
That's
great. You know, I want them to have that in their mind, you know, what they really truly want.
You want them to walk away from it feeling more confident than how they walked into it.
And I think letting them also kind of guide that and lead that, whether whatever their end game is, you know, and that could be for many different reasons. For maybe entering back into the dating realm, like give me all the things. Like I do want this in my room. In my bathroom is a really common spot. A metal print in my bathroom that I can wake up every day and remember that goddess right there is me. Every day.
100%.
And then, you know, some are like, I just want it in my drawer. And when I need to just have a reminder. Smaller prints items out that are tasteful, which is my whole goal, is to, you know, kind of create a romantic, tasteful, timeless.
And that's what that leads me into my next question with you is I feel like every photographer has their own style. their own way of shooting.
Absolutely.
Their own idea of the lighting that they prefer in the background of their photos.
Yeah.
And that's what makes, in my mind, photography such a beautiful art.
Yeah, thank
because
you.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And when you look at artists, you can tell one artist from the next. So in your line of work, what is your style of boudoir photos?
Yeah, that's...
Is it dominatrix?
No, definitely not.
Is it a little edge but still class?
Yeah.
You know, how would you describe
so.
your eye?
That's so good. And I love that I actually recently, I also shoot family and maternity and that season of life as well.
Right.
And have been shooting boudoir now for 3 years.
Okay.
And so I just recently went to a shoot where we all, as like a membership group, we all got together and we shot the same situation. And it was for maternity. And I was like, we're all in a chat together.
Yep.
And I'm like, I want to see all your galleries. So that was the coolest thing, is to see how we all went into the situation and every single one of us, same light. Pretty much even, I mean, generally the same gear. No one had anything that crazy.
Right.
And yet we all came out with this totally unique and beautiful art in the end. And
different perspective.
Yeah, totally different perspective. So, yeah, I would say as for boudoir and for my family work as well, I definitely are on more of that like a light and soft, romantic, that kind of neutrals and even pastels.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we put on the black and, you know, get a little funky and edgy. I love when people are up for just going with like a just the sheet session.
Okay.
So we can go there too. But it is definitely not too risque. It's definitely, we keep it where if your toddler did bring this book out when grandma and grandpa are there,
you wouldn't be like, oh dear God.
No, it is not. That is not there. Which I think just also speaks to me as a person and as like, just what I would want. When I'm looking for, you know, my own boudoir experience, I want that same, that just feels more authentic to me. And
100%.
so, that's why I love to give that to my clients too.
Yeah. And I think authenticity also shows through your work.
True. Yeah.
You know,
very true.
which is amazing. And I know when you and I first connected, you told me that you got in front of the camera.
Yes.
And was that your first time?
Okay. So I was just about to turn 40, and one of my favorite photographers, she actually lives out of the area, but she was coming to Southern California. And I was like, I'm there. Take my money. Like, I want to do this so bad.
Sign me up.
So I kept it a total secret, which was so hard for me.
From your husband?
From my husband.
Okay.
And I went and did it. I had like, you know, it was just so hard. I had this whole like elaborate lie, even though he was like, okay.
Of course.
I saw this whole thing. My aunt's shout out was my like backup as like my out, you know?
Yeah.
So I went and I shot it, and it was so amazing. And I got done and I was like, I have to do this. Like, I have to do this, especially because knowing the area, I waited for her to come here from another state because I just didn't see anyone kind of
that you connected to.
That I connected to. Yeah, for sure. So I got done with that and I was like, this is it for me. Like, I know I have to do this. So I found the perfect studio, and I've been shooting there now for 3 years. And that was what kind of launched me into, I got to do this.
Yes.
So I've been shooting at the studio, loving it. And, you know, it kind of dawned on me, like, I've been there 3 years, but I kind of wanted to, like, do it again.
Yeah.
Especially now that I know, like, what I want someone to do in front of the camera.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I got approached by another photographer, and she's like, do you want to do a trade? Like, you shoot me, I shoot you. And I'm like, this is perfect. And so I'm like, absolutely. So we did that. It was her first time in front of the camera. So one day I went, the next day she went, and we just each got our own photos, and were able to edit our own photos.
Right.
So that was just beginning of May, so not long ago.
Yeah.
And since then, oh man, the second shoot was even better than the first for me.
Because you feel more comfortable.
100%.
Yeah.
And I also, having, you know, done this for 3 years, that like I kind of had that cheat, but I feel like the second one, just you know what the end product is going to be. You have confidence in that too.
Yes.
And you know, now looking back on your, you know, first shoot, oh, this is what I would do different.
Yes.
Like, I would push it more. You know, I would relax into the pose and just like embrace the moment.
And just feel the freedom in it.
Yes. And so my goal is to always get clients there, first shoot, seventh shoot, whatever.
Yes.
But it just it's still hard for us to do it. And so the second time around, you're like, oh, I got this. Like, I know.
Oh, yeah.
So this, after that, and I think the cool thing is, since I've shot boudoir since my own shoot, I get the same like excitement after. Like,
it's exhilarating.
Yes, like I know what I gave this person.
Yes.
And I'm like, it just amps me up too. And so I leave a session just as excited. And I think that's
amazing.
A fun, like, kind of kickback I get, that just being able to gift it really does feel so good.
Where did the whole idea of throwing yourself into the aspect of boudoir and photography, where did that come from with you? Was that you wanting to pay it forward for other women, body positivity? Because I'm sure as a photographer, you deal with that on a regular basis, like all photographers do.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot in your industry.
All the time.
And we all know as women how hard it is to be so confident in your own skin.
Yeah, I think
so. What was the motivator with that?
All of it. I mean, it was feeling it myself and seeing how amazing that could be to give to someone else. Oh man, that just is everything to me. I so many times, even in my friends, like for family photography too, I gotta lose a few pounds. Your child is not going to care at all.
Right.
And your spouse, your future partner, who they are, if they care,
if they're a good, genuine partner who truly love you, those things will not matter to them.
No. And so don't think you have to like get to some ideal weight.
Right.
So I think it's just like,
or fit a stereotype.
Yes.
You know,
the stereotype.
Throw that 100%. Out the window. Just be you.
Yeah. And I know I've been guilty of it. I had a photo shoot for my daughter, her 1 year, and I wanted her to wear a little cute dress that I wore when I was a baby.
Right.
And I just felt I was still, coming out of, she's a year old. I had just finished breastfeeding. And I didn't want to do that shoot.
Yeah.
And I look back, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I see what I saw, what I thought was a problem. It is not even that big of a deal.
See.
And some of my favorite pictures of her that day were taken that day. And if I didn't do that shoot in that special, I would have missed out. So, I mean, just as one example where I know myself, and, I don't think we're always chasing this perfection, but like, what is that?
It's a very good question.
Why are we doing that?
I think it's a very good question.
Why don't we just say, yeah, this is where I like really get there? I feel like when you do get into your 40s, you get there faster.
Yeah, well, and I think getting older with
Yeah.
women, instead of trying to tear it down or find fault in it, we need to look at the silver lining, and we need to look at the beautiful maturity that comes out of gaining age as a woman. We need to look at feeling more free, and kind of knowing things and knowing, you know, what makes us happy, what we like, what we don't like. And that's another thing about sensuality, right? We need to own that.
Yeah.
That's the most beautiful thing about a woman in a lot of respects, is the sensuality that we host.
Yeah. And there's also a bit of like, this is evidence of my life lived.
Yes.
You know, like, yeah, I have stretch marks. I have beautiful babies.
A human.
Yes.
You know, I brought life into the world.
Totally. You know, that's, I resonate so much with that, because I feel like that's the more we can do in that arena.
Yes.
The mental health that provides. And there are a lot of really cool ways to try to get there. But I have found personally that I think there's just having a boudoir experience.
Yes.
Is
tapping into it.
It's just, nothing else feels that.
No.
I have not found anything yet. Yeah, and
it's unique.
It's a personal thing.
Right.
Even, and I have clients all the time. The other thing I hear all the time is, I came in from my spouse. I left here realizing I needed this more.
100%. And that's the most beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is initially some women's intention behind it is coming in to do it for their partner. But when you're doing it and you leave it, you go, man, that wasn't just for him. That was for me too.
Totally. Yeah. And I feel that even having, done it myself, I totally get that even more so now.
Yeah.
So I'm, always looking at, especially kind of nurturing that.
Yes.
A lot of photographers are going to be like, here's what you need to do beforehand, which is important. Let's know what we need to bring. Let's think about our nails. Right. Let's think about
There's a little prep work. Little bit of prep into it.
100%. Yeah. We haven't done this before.
Right.
So what can we do? I'm super supportive there, but also like, let's think about after. Mm-hmm. So let's get that support of like when I got done with my shoot, I got on my Facebook group and I'm like, hey guys, if and when you do this, plan a night out.
Yes.
That night, you got your makeup done. Like, get your girls,
take full advantage
get your man,
of it.
get your what, go. Yeah. And you're going to feel so good.
Yes.
You're not going to want to go home and scrub this off.
No, it's very true.
So live in it.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
Create that space.
Correct.
Journal about it. You know, take time. So I think even that post session nurture
is just as important.
And I think that's a lot that's missed often.
It is. That's a very good point, Amy. You know, I think, like you said, in doing it, it's amazing. When you come out of it, your perspective on it may be different. And it might be a good time to sit down and start journaling your feelings and your thoughts.
Yeah, one unique little gift that I love to give, probably shouldn't reveal it, but I will, is I take Polaroids during the shoot.
Oh.
And so not only do you get a little like take home, but you have something you can slip in your journal or wherever you're kind of noting this, that even just right there is a quick
reminder.
Just I had one girl tell me she put it in her car, which I was like, doesn't it get too hot? I don't know. It's apparently fine. But she put it on her little, where her speedometer, like she wanted to see it there, you know, and just every day remember, when you're getting ready, like have a little, and I just like the Polaroid feel.
Yes.
That vintage vibe.
Hey, there's a lot of good things about old school ways of doing things.
Yeah.
And Polaroids to me are still where it's at.
Yeah, totally. So fun.
Know?
So I do that. And I also have, an option you can get extras, so I can shoot some, because I mean I want to see this like right now.
Yes.
Like I can't wait.
Yes.
I want to see how it's, so I'll show clients like behind the camera.
Right.
Just also helps boost them during.
Right.
Like here's how it's looking to me, and you know, hopefully they, you know, see the good.
Yes.
We're looking at the overall picture, not that little spot.
Exactly.
But that kind of helps them also in the session kind of build that. But yeah, I love anytime you can give yourself those reminders, because we all have those days. And if you need to sit in it and be like, ugh, I feel this way today, and you know what? This is just where I'm at.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's okay too. Yeah. But if you're like, gosh, I just need to get out of this spot.
Yes.
Like, how can I kind of reframe my mental, the place I'm at? Another fun thing, one of the kind of blog posts or, you know, articles I'm going to write up here specifically talks about this in what to do when your spouse or partner comes to you and, you know, is like, hey, what's up? Mm-hmm. And you're like, I have not washed my hair and I have done nothing but sweat taking care of XYZ or whatever today. And you're thinking, absolutely no. Mm-hmm. So, but how can we use our words to say, I can put the kids to bed, or if you can just clean this kitchen up, let me, give me 15 minutes.
For intimate time.
Yeah. And then find your journal, find your, little
picture,
album.
your Polaroid, bust it out.
Look through that, remind yourself, if you did buy lingerie for your session, because I do think there is something really fun about bringing at least one of your own.
Yes.
So that you can put that back on.
Yes.
Maybe a spray of perfume that you wore during your session to remind yourself, just that anything that you can do.
Oh, I know for me it would be like what hip hop, rap, or R&B song I was listening to before I hit that set.
Yes.
To take those photos.
Oh, during.
Or even during. Yeah. I would be blasting that stuff for the whole session.
Another really great point.
That is what gets me pumped.
In that same questionnaire, I ask, what's your genre? Because you're same. I am like, I'm playing, I got Doja Cat. I got all.
Girl, you're talking my language.
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Tyla.
Oh, yeah.
Bliss.
Oh.
I mean, come on now.
Yes.
Those are some sexy songs.
Yeah.
And in order to get in that mind frame, to have that show through your photos, you need to have something like that pump you up.
And I have a whole boudoir playlist of like my favorite, but unless someone's like, it's maybe not that particular genre.
Right.
But generally it works for most.
Yes.
And when I have it, say there'll be like one song and I'm like, this is not the moment. I'm like, hold, like I have to pause. I got to change it. Like we are not there yet.
It's hitting a little too hard.
We're not there. Give me a minute. We're warming up still. So it's not the same. It's, I let the like playlist lead us.
Yeah.
If it's not right, no, I'm changing it.
Music is the key for that.
Yes.
For leading the tone.
Totally.
Creating the tone of whatever is going on in the moment.
Yeah. So put that song on, that whatever song it is for you. Get, it doesn't take long.
No.
And you can be like, okay, I remember now.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's beautiful. Now, I don't know if this is a question you've been asked before,
okay.
but before I had you come on the lounge, this was something that, I don't know, weighed heavily on my heart because I know of women that have gone through it. Have you ever had clients that have come in and have scars from full mastectomies from breast cancer?
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever had women that have come to you and said, Amy, I don't want to be stuck in the past and remember what my body looked like before. I want to, love who I am now and accept my body, scars and all, for what I am now and what I've gone through. Have you had breast cancer survivors come to you for boudoir photos?
Yes, I have. And actually, I also have had before. This is the last time I'm going to be like this. I'm headed into this. It's going to be, an uphill battle. And I just want to take this time and freeze it. And just, remember this body I have, it's going to change and mark this place in time. And then, as well after. I'm going to get through this and I'm going to come back. And a lot of people wait until they've had maybe like their tattoos, whether they make it, a beautiful artistic thing or they want to look more natural again. They'll wait until that process is done. And again, it's so client led. So if you want me to smooth things out, I can do that. If you want to just be like, nope, I'm going to embrace it and I want to see myself for what it is, I'm here for that too. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, I also know that you have a really strong Facebook group called the Reclamation Room.
Yes.
Do you want to educate the viewers and listeners about what that's all about?
Yeah, awesome. So the Reclamation Room, it's just the perfect phrase, right? We are here to reclaim. Whatever it is, whatever happened, it's in the past. We are reclaiming our sensuality, our strength, our confidence. We're here to reclaim. So that is just, to me, the perfect name for what I do in there.
Yes.
And it's a more private space for me as well. I do share more of my own personal boudoir photos, my own journey. My why, why I'm here is one I love to talk about because I feel so passionate about that too. And it's a place for clients to just get even nurtured and warmed up to the idea of like, I want to, but I'm scared.
Right.
That's totally normal.
Oh, 100%.
So it's a place to just check it out, get the vibe of what I'm about, what my work looks like, and just see. It's also the place that I drop my best specials. So there's some perks to it too that I don't offer anywhere else. Just to kind of create that more VIP and, individual experience.
Right.
You also hear from client testimonials, people's before and after. Anytime, and even client led, they may post their own story or share when they feel comfortable, which is amazing. And so we do fun stuff too. We have some like girl talk and,
that's awesome.
We'll have some like Freaky Friday and it's like a after dark question.
I like it.
So we do have fun in that realm too.
Yeah.
And then it's not overly, a business place.
Right.
So it definitely is more of a community.
It's a free space.
Free space, yeah. And when it comes to business though, like I said, I have limited sessions, think like a mini shoot. That will only be open to the people in that group.
Right.
And they're themed. So this is something actually I knew I'm launching that's going to be like a quarterly fun vibe. And I will tell you one little secret is that my next limited is going to be beach or like tropic.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking trop it like it's hot.
Okay. Trop it like it's hot. Amy, man, I'm loving this right now.
So I think I'm going to go tropical.
Okay.
Especially because one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that you don't have to wear lingerie.
That's very true. You could wear a bathing suit.
Yes. I feel sexy in a bathing suit. Sometimes I'm like, this is a good suit.
Sometimes I feel sexier in a bathing suit. It's like that good pair of jeans.
Yes.
We all know how hard those good pair of jeans are to find.
Yes.
And nothing makes you feel more sexier than a good pair of jeans.
And, a good bathing suit goes a long way. There's a lot of really great companies doing big things in swimwear. And so I wanted to bring in that. If lingerie scares you, totally okay. I've also had the bodysuit trend.
Yes.
There's like Skims bodysuits.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a little bit of that we feel good. We can still be so hot in that. We don't have to get naked. We don't have to get into lingerie.
Right.
Like, again, led to your own.
Yes.
And maybe that first shoot, you come in for like a limited because, you're like, I want to do it, but I'm scared. But and I don't want to invest maybe this much. I'm worried about if I'm going to like it or not. Then you can come in, dip your toe in, maybe just do a bathing suit. And then if you're like, okay, I get it.
It's on.
Yes.
Let's sign me up for that lingerie shoot.
And let's do a full session. Give me the whole thing. I want the whole experience. I want the hair, the makeup, the whole nine. And then we get to have like your dedicated, really, that more of that client-led experience. So
when you said skims, the first thing I thought about is, to me, when I think of a woman, the most beautiful thing of a woman is the silhouette.
Yeah.
Right? It's not so much about showing off as much skin as you possibly can. I know that's kind of where our generation is right now.
That's true.
And I think we need to kind of like reel it in a little bit and realize that it's not so much of how much skin you show off. It's how you emphasize the curves that you have. It's the silhouette of a woman that in my mind makes a woman's body so beautiful.
Yes. And there's some poses specifically that are just money.
Yes.
It's like this pose, no matter what you look like, is going to be fire because it just does that. Every good pose has those, you know, triangles, kind of creating that linear with
curves,
the body.
and
just embracing that. As well as those small little intimate details too. Like I love a little, you know, finger slip in the lace and like those little kind of smaller pieces make a beautiful put together, make just this beautiful picture. So it's really kind of capturing all of that. But yeah, the silhouette for sure.
Silhouette to me is it's just I don't know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it needs to be accepted more.
The silhouette also that I love is the pregnant mom.
Yes.
So some, you know, I also do maternity and family. And in that business, you know, we're wearing pretty dresses. We're outside in a, you know, field and I have some clients who are like, no, I want to get like a silhouette nude of my body right now, how beautiful it is. And like, I'm 100% here for that too. A boudoir maternity shoot is also something I offer that, we do still get pretty, and we still do. I've got some really cute, more like lace robes. Where like we show the belly and it's fun. I had one girl bring in a leather jacket, which was fire. With like nothing and the leather.
I like that.
So cute. And so I also, you know, that time of your life, it just goes by so fast. And for some people, they love the changes their body's in. Some it's a little harder. But those who are wanting to like really capture it in more of a like beautiful sensual way, but without being, you know, overly sexy or, but just that silhouette, I love, that's my favorite shot of the whole maternity.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's something so pure about a woman's silhouette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I think, you know, something that resonates with a lot of people, and I think you've seen probably in my past posts of my guests, is their why. And, you know, I feel like photography is such a creative idea, and it's a different idea. Not everyone has the eye to be a good photographer.
Yeah, true.
What, you know, piqued your interest in wanting to become a photographer just at its core?
Yes.
And then obviously finding your passion in supporting women in boudoir.
Yeah. So my photography journey started when I was probably like 16 or 17. And my dad, he was a detective at the time, a police officer, and he got they were going to toss, my dad could not throw anything away for the life of him. And they were going to toss these perfectly fine cameras. And he's like, they're film, but they're moving digital.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, I'll take those if you don't mind. So he probably literally picked him up outside the dumpster and brought him home. And I was like, Dad, I want to teach me how to use this.
Right.
So, he puts a roll in, he gives me like a quick rundown, line this up, this is what does what. And I was like, cool, I'm off. So I went and shot, came back like 15 minutes later. Okay, can we take him to the store now and develop him? And he's like, you shot all that whole roll? And I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
And I still have that roll, and I see what my eyes saw. You know, I was seeing the light.
Yes.
I was seeing those, but I shot film, and I still shoot film.
Okay.
It's still a love of mine. I shot film and was in the darkroom all through community college.
Wow.
I started, you know, many years ago. I didn't even switch to digital until 2009.
Okay.
Which I feel was like pretty late to the game.
Yeah.
But my business started on its own. It was just a total like natural thing.
Passion project.
Yeah. And I would shoot. I had a little niece that was born, and she was my first muse. And I shot a roll of film with her, and I remember it was, you know, film. So I got the pictures at, you know, Walgreens. They could develop them in an hour back then.
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting really aging myself here. And I got them.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I got them, and I'm walking through Walgreens, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I forgot that
Yes.
I forgot I could do that.
You could do it.
And so when I saw in this one picture, just like forever, the picture that was it for me. And I was like, I have to shoot more. And so I just started shooting her mostly. Then, you know, some of my friends started having kids and I was still single and, oh, let me take pictures of your baby. I just like to do this. And before it was like people were actually calling me.
That's
and
amazing.
I'm like, oh man, I think I got to do this. So I started my business in 2011. Got it registered. Amy Captures Love, because that is truly what I do.
Yeah.
And I met my husband that same year, and he's like, he loves photography too. And the first thing he said was, "You're shooting with that camera, and you're getting this work. Like, you need to go invest in yourself."
Yeah.
So he actually was the one who pushed me to do that.
And that's an amazing partner.
Yeah.
Like, if I could just jump in and say, a true love, a true partner sees what you thrive at, what you do best, and brings more light to it, right?
Yeah.
Shines a light on, and he saw that in you.
Yeah. Now,
That's
does
really
he love
special.
my late nights editing? Probably not.
I'm sure not. I'm sure not.
But yes, he does. He, you know, and he's a great eye for me. Sometimes I'll, you know, be questioning myself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this or that." So he definitely understands that.
That's great.
Artistic vibe. But so I started there, and just honestly, just happened. And it was so awesome that I worked in a corporate company for the same company for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And my son was born, and that was the big step I needed to do.
Yeah.
And so it started with like, I'm just gonna, you know, take care of my little family, and it just went naturally completely off on its own and led me to where I am today. And yeah, I'm super blessed at that. So
How long has your company been in existence?
I started in 2011. That is when I registered my DBA for Amy Captures Love.
Okay.
And started really doing that, just foundational, slow. I was slow, just getting started.
Yeah.
And then OC Boudoir, I registered it in 2022. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's my latest kind of passion project. And I think that's why it feels a little bit like my baby right now.
100%.
Because I'm also at that time in my life. Like, I've shot weddings. Like I said, I'll still shoot the bride.
Yeah.
Like, I've shot that. It's awesome. I love the love. But really my heart and my passion, I love sibling love. The new babies with the sibling.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Those are priceless.
You know, new babies that are just
I know.
that.
So squishy.
And you're trying to like just survive.
Yeah.
And you just, to stop and be able to have those pictures look back. Oh, my heart. But being that I'm kind of in this same time.
Yeah, you can connect more with your clientele with the boudoir
Yeah.
photos.
And that's just, I feel that natural connection, and it shows.
Yeah.
And creating that, I always say when I'm shooting, it's just something that I like, I don't even realize I do, but I'll say, that was the moment. Like, that's it. You know, I can see it. I can see that. And it's like, embrace that, keep going, don't stop. Like, you know, I can be there to be your hype girl.
Yes.
Because I know what that feels like and looks like. And also, I just want that for my client.
100%.
So I think that it's not just, let's take some pretty pictures. It's not just a photo shoot.
No, it's a much deeper than that.
Yeah, it's a real customized experience of each individual person. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I love how you do that, because to each his own. There are some women that maybe view boudoir as sensualized, or sexualized, excuse me.
Yeah.
And it's really not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I mean, we can go there if you want to go there.
100%.
We
right?
can get it hot up in here,
Yes. Yes.
But to where it's like,
but to where it's done to the point where women aren't feeling like they're selling what they look like.
Yes.
They're selling the confidence behind accepting their bodies for good, bad, ugly, otherwise.
Yeah.
Because I know for me personally, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised I've never done one.
I know. When are we getting you in
I
the
don't know. I was
studio?
just thinking this is something that I might need to sign up for.
I think so.
And like I said in the beginning of this, my color would probably be black or white, because that's just...
I'm here for it.
I don't know what to say. If you, Amy Jasperson, can get me in some real bright colored, piece of lingerie, girl.
I'm seeing more like, I love a dusty rose.
Ooh.
Fire
okay.
on like everyone. I've actually brought it and said, can you just try this? Like,
really?
Yeah. I want to just see. And they're like, I would have never done that, but
See?
I love that now. Yeah.
And that's why we need you.
Yes.
Because you're that creative eye.
Yeah.
Right? That we may not see it for ourselves, but you see it for us.
Hopefully.
Is there ever a time where a woman comes in with a piece that she's really connected to and you have to kind of talk her out of it and be like, I don't think this is a piece for you. I think you can push it a little bit.
I generally will, again, I will let the client, if that they really want to do that. Like, I'm here for that too.
Right.
And I'll work with it. I'll work with whatever you want to bring me. To some extent, to where like I feel like it's cohesive with my art.
Right.
I don't necessarily cater the whole shoot to a client's aesthetic, but I will allow them to maybe this really, I love like bringing like a jersey of either their favorite team or maybe their spouse's, or just something that like, even a dress that they feel fire in. Mm-hmm. Like, I got this at Windsor, but every time I wear it, like I'm 100 in it, like bring it. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
I love a sweater.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of fun there. But generally, if a client maybe wants to do all, I don't know, maybe neon.
Okay.
I might be like, I don't know, that's, maybe we should.
Yeah. Maybe we should just keep that for the disco night. Yeah, and not for our boudoir photos.
But yeah, I do, again, in that, questionnaire kind of client experience, I am kind of working with them to and bringing things, let's just maybe, what do you think about this?
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is such a big transition.
Yeah.
When you're used to having that tight fit, everything's in its place.
Totally.
Body.
All the postpartum, menopause, postmenopause, like all of that.
Yes.
All
it's
the posts.
Just a lot.
Posts and pre's.
And right or wrong, no hate to the men, but they don't have to experience this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They go through their midlife crises. They get a convertible Porsche. Or they're looking for the younger girl on their arm. And like, hey, more power to you. I'm all about it. But for women, it is a dramatic shift in what we are so used to. And we're expected to just carry on.
Yeah, I'm so thankful, though, for, people like you and this podcast. And
thank you.
That are just, and that's why I'm so in that same category with you, in that same realm. I think finally, as like our generation starts hitting some of these milestones, we're like, record scratch. Wait, what? Like, you did not tell us.
Exactly.
Like, I love you, but no one told me.
Thank you.
This is how it's going to be. And so now we're like, no, we're talking about this.
Well, and as a mom to a younger girl, I want to tell all the Gen Z girls, accept your body for what it is.
Now. Just start now.
I know peach is trending on social media. I know it's all about the big butt. Look, I'm here for it. If I could get my butt to be bigger, I would do whatever possible, right? But accept your body for what it is. Like, it's okay.
Oh, just start now.
Yes. Don't wait till our age, to get with the program when it comes to this.
Then that is one of my biggest regrets in the boudoir realm, was not doing a shoot when I was getting married. I searched for it. It just, no one's, I just didn't find that what connected with me artistically, having, kind of established myself already as a photographer. Maybe not having gone full time, but I was still in the industry and doing my thing. Looking around, again, a lot of really talented photographers, no shade at all, but just what I wanted to project. And I didn't do it. And oh man, I wish I had. And I wish if I could go back, that's one thing for sure. I would tell, same with my daughter, she's 5, and she'll be like, why is there hair on my legs? And I'm like, what? I'm like, because that's the way God made you, and you're a little girl and you're perfect. And it's, you look around, all the other little girls do too. It's a part of our body.
Yes.
Just like, it's so hard.
And my daughter, she's hilarious. She's the same age as yours. Oh. And she now is in this place where she will go with me to places and she will tell every girl she comes into contact with, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. She is like this mini 5-year-old hype woman, and they look at me and I look at her, I throw my hands up. I'm like, that's who she is. And you know what? I am so proud that I am raising a young female who's going to support other females.
Okay, but why is mine like,
I think they're all on their different paths.
Does not look that good.
They're all on their different paths, right?
She'd be like, Mommy, what happened?
But it's so funny because I have my daughters.
She will call me out.
Really? Man, if we could just get all young women to be so much more supportive of one another.
I know.
What amazing this world would be. It would be so much different.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that's probably not realistic.
Yeah.
But
my daughter's the nurturer. She's like, if someone's in pain, she wants to fix, she's
that's
like
amazing.
very nurturing.
Yeah.
If I have a boo-boo, she will be so mad if I don't like take the Band-Aid off and show her. Like she wants to help in that sense.
Yes.
So maybe I need to work on a little more on teaching
No,
her that.
and I don't say it for that reason at all. But it's just funny how they have their own little personalities.
For sure.
Right?
But fire. There's fire there.
Yes.
I don't want that tenacity to ever die. And
exactly.
Don't let anyone
it's so
tell
pure,
you. Yes.
Like
you have this from the jump.
Yes.
Don't
change it.
Yeah.
Don't change it.
Yes, keep that forever. But yeah, I totally agree. I think that's super cute.
Yeah, and it really did mean a lot to me when you slipped in my DMs and said, I've watched you.
Yeah.
I follow you.
Yes.
I feel so connected to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said from the very beginning, that's why I'm doing this.
I went and binged it all, and I was like, who is this? I
love
need
it.
to know more.
Thank you so much. That means the world.
Just totally speaking to that same platform and wanting to get just more conversation, healthy conversation, and women out in front of the cameras, in front of the podcast, out there.
Yes.
I'm also in my group. One thing I'd also like to do, and I have scheduled for next month, I don't know if you've heard of MIDI Health. Have you heard of them?
I have not.
So they're really doing big things in like women's mental health and hormonal support.
Okay.
And I actually have a friend and a client. She's actually a boudoir client, so it worked out really well. She's going to come in. We're going to do a live because she's a nurse practitioner for them.
Oh, great.
And they offer telehealth all around the nation
Wow.
for specifically women's mental health and hormone support.
Love that.
Because how many times do you hear the story? We go to our ROB and we say, okay, I'm 42 and like things are still on a good schedule, but like something's going
off.
on. Yes, something's wrong. And they go, exercise, eat well, you'll be fine. Or do you want an SSRI? Do you want to, and in some cases that all is true. Exercise and good health, food is a good thing to do for everyone.
Yes.
But sometimes it requires a little more
Yes.
and they get brushed under the rug. So I think what they're trying to do is really bring that conversation and make it more accessible to all of the United States, no matter where you live, because, there are a lot of places where things aren't as easily accessible.
Very true.
So changing the conversation, and just doing all we can to support each other, lift each other up. And if there's something that's working, I'm going to be like, hey, girl, did you know? Like, this boudoir shoot is fire.
No, it's true. Because that's how women are.
Yeah.
When we find something we connect with that makes us feel good about ourselves, we are the first to share it with a boss, a coworker, a best friend, a parent, a sister.
This generation, we aren't keeping no secrets.
It's very true.
We're putting it out there.
Yes. Well, because I feel like the older generation, a lot of things were very taboo.
Yeah.
And no, shh, we don't talk about that. But I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think we do need to talk about topics that are big topics, that are sensitive topics, because then you have women that are dealing with these in quiet, in silence, and they're suffering.
Yeah.
No, we need to bring it to light. We need to make all women feel like, hey, I hear you. I dealt with the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Where you think this is like so unique to you and you're like,
it's not.
No, we all do. We all feel that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. I hope your phone starts blowing up with boudoir photo shoot sessions. And I actually might be your next first client.
I think so. Hop in.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.